Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about my own cleft story. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that we can stay connected and for you to be notified when there are new videos available to watch. I was born in 1977 with a bilateral cleft lip and palate. Back then, at least from what my mother has told me, that they didn't really do ultrasounds, and so my parents were unaware of my condition prior to being born. So, needless to say, they were a bit surprised. I had my first surgery at 3 months old. That was to repair initially the gap in my lip, and then continued on from there with palate repair. And by the time I was 14, I had had 13 total surgeries. Now that doesn't include all of the dental work, ear tubes, all sorts of things that go along with being born with a cleft. So needless to say, there were many challenges throughout those early years of my life. Now fortunately for me, my parents were the greatest source of support and comfort for me as I went through all of those treatments. They created a safe space for me to feel my feelings, share them with them, and just cry when all of us needed a good cry. One of the challenges of living with a cleft is just the sheer fact that you can't hide it. It is your face, after all. So teasing, bullying, and the like was something that I had to deal with primarily in my younger years. I would say probably up until about, sophomore, junior year in high school. There were a handful of times that I was outright bullied for my cleft. But I'm going to share with you one thing that truly helped me handle all of that as I was growing up and going through my early teens, and that is I developed a love for music. I started playing piano around age 6 and continued and took lessons all the way up through high school, performing at recitals, even recording a demo tape my senior year in high school. But developing something outside of myself helped me greatly in terms of building my self-confidence, because I had something else that I could talk about that wasn't my cleft. I could talk about music, I could talk about playing piano, I could talk about performing in recitals. I could share that part of me and enjoy doing that instead of answering questions or comments or having to feel like I had to explain my cleft and why I looked the way I did. So I immersed myself in music, and I loved every minute of it. I found a great group of friends that lasted all the way through high school, some still, even though I live far away now. And that gave me the courage and confidence to try all different kinds of activities in school. So music was a huge part of my life, and it still is. It not only enriched my life, because that's one of the powers of music, but also helped me develop the skills of discipline and improve my overall confidence. One of the things that my mother always said, right from the moment that I was born, is that she was not going to let me hide from life, and try to keep me in some secure bubble, even though if it was up to my dad, he probably would have done that, at least initially. He always wanted to protect his little girl. But my mom knew better. She knew that I needed to get out and experience all that life has to offer. Although being born with a cleft is certainly a challenge, it was not going to be the thing that sidelined me through life. And it was not going to be the thing that defined me either. So having supportive parents that pushed me and challenged me and allowed me to have the opportunities to try new things, explore new places, and discover new interests played a huge part in me becoming a strong and resilient person. And when I did encounter bullies or rude comments or stares or anything like that, my parents were there to hold me, provide a safe space for me, and allowed me to move through those emotions and situations and come out the other side more confident in my own ability to weather those kinds of storms. Now, I'm not saying, and many of you that are living the cleft journey know that none of this is easy. There were many times it was extremely challenging, and times that I just wanted to just hide in my room and never come out again. But my parents were always there to give me the guidance I needed, and sometimes a kick in the butt to get myself going again, because they knew that I had many wonderful qualities to share with others, and that there was a great big life out there for me to live. So there you have it. There's a little bit about me and my journey living with a cleft during my early years. If you happen to be a parent of a cleft-affected child and are curious about some of the other things that I have learned along the way, you can click the link down in the description and get my free guide 10 Keys to Building Resilience for Your Cleft-Affected Child. These are 10 keys that I've learned and developed on my own, and also things that, like I shared with you today, my parents did for me as I was growing up. That made such a huge difference in my self-confidence and ability to learn how to be resilient. And once you've received your free guide, be sure to come back to the channel and check out the companion video series that goes along with the guide. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.